Yes, guys, welcome back and a happy Sunday to you all. So, we're going to talk about a few things this evening. One of them, I got into a US30 sell, well, two US30 sell positions at all time highs Friday. I'll show you that on my live account and I'll show you it all on TradingView and explain to you why I done it and what my target is. But first, as always, we'll go through the news for next week, and then we'll get stuck into it. We'll look at stocks and all the other good stuff, New Zealand dollar as well, because there's some New Zealand news this week which could get it out of the consolidation area that we're in. So all good, guys, all good. So here we go. First things first. Canadian dollar news, CPI Tuesday, dinner time. Wednesday, this is the New Zealand day news. Big news coming on 3 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday morning. So going into Sunday morning, Thursday morning, basically. We got British pound CPI, so hopefully that keeps the pound gaining strength. Thursday, FOMC, sorry, Wednesday, FOMC 7 o'clock. So and one at 4 o'clock as well. Not that big, but it could still impact everything. Well, it will impact everything. Thursday, well, a lot of euro news Thursday, more pound news as well. All in the morning, so we'll get it done and out of the way. So Thursday's busy. There we go. I say, don't I? Thursdays, they do like to cram it all in on a Thursday. Thursday's busy. And Friday's busy as well. Right, so gonna have to manage my US30 trade well this week. But let's have a look at it. First of all, this is my live account here. These are the positions that I took. These are the cells, and I entered on the 15 minute. So I will show you why I entered. But yeah, there it is right in front of you. So US30. Right, so we've now we are at all-time highs. We have created 4 hourly supply. And I took the trade for this reason, basically. My stop loss was up around here, but my entry was here, and in the back of my mind I was thinking, right, I'm going to have a stop loss here because it will break this high, and if it's broken that high, the chances are it's going to probably break this high as well. So I wanted to just try and minimize my losses as best I can. I took two positions, one lot on each position, so I've managed the risk, and now I've put my stop loss to break even straight away. We had a nice pullback. This was a nice pullback, and now we've continued going down. And one thing I speak about a lot, guys, is clean traffic, clean moves. I mean, look, that's really clean there, and we've had really clean move downward as well now. So this is institutional. These are institutional candles. This is big money now. So probably the big boys have now taken profit. They've taken their profits at all-time highs, and now they'll wait for cheaper prices to then re-enter in the market, I can imagine. On the daily as well, on the futures, on the Dow Jones, there was a gap to fill on the daily, which I want to say it's probably filled now. There is this gap here as well. Yeah, I know, but I'm pretty sure there was another one on the futures on TradeStation. I haven't looked, but I will have a look. So, how I'm going to play the US30 now going forward? Right. So we've got a bit of 4 hour demand here, which is quite strong 4 hour demand, but it's very big. It's very wide. So it is going to be a hurdle. It is going to be a speed bump and a roadblock, but it is what it is. I don't think we're going to hit it and then get a move up here. I don't really think we're going to have a gap this evening either, because I know Russia and America have been talking about ceasefires over in Ukraine and whatnot, but I don't think anything has been formalised yet. I don't know if any decisions have been made. So that being said, we should get a nice drop with the US30. I have glanced at Season X, and there is a bearish. August is supposed to be bearish for indices anyway, so hopefully this is the start of a bit of a bearish move going into the end of August. That would be nice. But as I said, I'll monitor it, guys. And like the hurdles that we've got is this is the next hurdle is really down here, which is this demand down here. This is our next hurdle, to be honest. And what will happen? I say it, don't I? When we break this low here, this uptrend then is invalid. So we're not going to be uptrending anymore until we hit this demand down here, and then we'll see how it reacts. So we're getting into a key zone, really, guys. We're getting into a key area. This 4-hour demand is going to be key now over the next day or so. I think we could probably break it because we are at all-time highs, and from like a higher time frame perspective, every time we do get up around these areas, we do pull back, and that is a very nice big bearish rejection to the upside here. So I do think we're going to get a nice pullback. But then I've seen something else. I've just seen this. That's what I've seen. Like if we get into this demand and this demand doesn't hold and we start breaking and then we start breaking these lows, we got a lot of clean. This is strong mind, but we do have a lot of clean move here. And this is back in June. So we could mirror this, especially if a ceasefire happens in Ukraine. I can imagine, a lot of things will probably chill out a little bit because, world events are chilling out a little bit, which is what we need, to be honest. So, yeah, that would be nice for the US30 if we could hold it all the way down to 41,000. And then that's good demand. And then there's also demand here, there, and everywhere, really. But yeah, that's the US30, guys. So I'm pretty chuffed with the trade. And yeah, we're just gonna. I'll keep you all posted. Keep you all posted. Like I said, it happened a bit too quick, guys. To be fair, like literally, it happened too quick for me to be like, oh, here we go. Right, I'm thinking of doing this. It was just experience, really. I got in with experience. So that's that. Gold. Gold, guys, we're still up in this consolidation area in between these two zones. I said the other day, yeah, if you feel comfortable enough, it's at your own risk, but you can trade consolidation areas. I don't personally because I just don't like doing it. But the play for gold really is it's hindering on the US dollar. And I would say weakness in the US dollar, so gold potentially should go up. That being said, but the way the price is printing at the moment, we're just going down, we're not creating high highs, we're just going lower. So, we start breaking below this zone here, we're going to have a very quick move down into this demand, and it is going to be a quick move, guys. I like quick moves, and I do think, and then when we do get down to here, we'll have to evaluate the situation. So we'll go out on a high time frame a minute, and we will basically do a top down from the weekly. I mean, the weekly. So last week I said, look, that's really strong. I was expecting a follow through of this weekly candle just gone now, the red one you see in front of you. That's really engulfing, isn't it? I think a lot of movement. I basically what I'm gonna say is we've got a lot of news this week. Thursday is a very busy day, and Thursday is going to be a day. Well, all week is going to be the week to get the markets out of the cycles that we're in, the consolidation cycles that we're in. We need the news this week, and then once we've got the news, we'll be able to stipulate a lot more in which direction we're going. So, gold gold is in a tricky one. It is in a tricky one, and there's not really too much to say on the matter, guys. We're just going to wait and see, really, and we're going to see how the news affects it, and plays out next week, really. But my idea is definitely this one here. This is my personal idea on gold for long term. This one here, and the reason why it is here is because we have a gap here to fill, and that was always my reason why I pulled my profit out around here, because I knew there was a gap to fill. I knew there was a clean move here. So when we did start coming lower, we're likely going to come down pretty fast and hard. So there's my re-entry for long-term buys on gold. The US dollar Swiss franc, guys. Again, it's the same scenarios. It's everything is just consolidating sideways in ranges, not going up, not going down. And in the grand scheme of things, we're just in the middle of nowhere between supply and demand. So this weekend it's quite difficult to really give any form of heads up on certain pairs, really. And it's just all stemming back. We need this week's news as catalysts to break price out of all these consolidations. Once we're probably going to be having a very different conversation next weekend, guys, to be honest, because I'm hoping that the news does what it does best and sorts the market out. And then, we got more to go on. We got a lot more to go on, basically. And that's what it is. Like I said, there is trades to be had in these areas if you do like scalping. But just be wary, all right? Um, US dollar, British pound. Yes. So we got something here, guys, and the reason why we got something here is the British pound and the US dollar are both powerhouses. But the US dollar is obviously consolidating at the moment, but the British pound is gaining strength because of also news announcements. That is also going to be impacted this week. So the British pound US dollar, guys. I mean, we're in this supply. We're deep in this supply now. And going on to the 4 hour in within this supply, right? So we're looking at this here, right? But obviously we're in higher time frame supply. So in all honesty, guys, this ain't looking too bad, because unless we get higher highs being printed now within the next couple of hours going into Monday morning, this is looking good to start going down a little bit now, because we're not breaking highs, we're just reacting off of supply. So a nice little idea, a nice little idea on the British pound US dollar, guys, is basically this. To be honest, like a nice little intraday trade. That's nice. So yeah, I like that. You're wanting the pound is going to outperform the US dollar, guys. That's what we're saying. So weakness in the US dollar, and there will probably be positive swaps on this trade as well. So if you hold it overnight, then you'll make a couple quid in swap fees, which is ideal. So that's a nice little idea, intraday idea on British pound US dollar, guys, that I've just literally seen for you. So we'll keep an eye on it. We will keep an eye on it. Euro, USD. Now, 4 hourly supply. Obviously, this is daily supply, weekly supply, all up around here, all right? We're still consolidating sideways. A bit like what I said about gold the other day, is all we have done is we've the consolidation zone that we're sideways in, it's just got bigger. That is all. It's still not breaking highs, it's still not breaking lows. And again, there's a lot of news next week, and that is going to be the catalyst to then dictate the direction of what way this wants to go in. And when we do then see the direction, we'll see what supply is in our way and demand, and so on and so forth. So Euro USD now, as we look at it, we're in key areas. We are in many key areas, but we're also in a key area where price will be opening now tonight, this evening. Here, these are the next couple 4 hourly candles, and this is now going to be key, guys, because I don't think anything's going to gap. It probably will now I've said that, but we're basically, if we start breaking these highs, guys, then you're probably going to get taken out of this supply. I can imagine once these highs here to the left have been broken, this supply is going to become invalid, because we've pretty much broken it multiple times anyway. The orders are probably pretty well diminished out of this area now. So just bear that in mind. And yeah, it'll probably get broken next time we start going up. And then these are supply areas that I've been speaking about for a while, and they're very, very strong. And this would be a very nice swing short on the Euro USD. These areas up here. So essentially, my long-term short position for Euro USD is basically this. And then obviously a lot further down than that, but yeah. But again, guys, that's my personal idea. We will cross that bridge when we get to it. So again, still sideways. See how the next 4 hourly candles print. If they're breaking these highs, then we're going to be going higher. If we go low, then we're still in this consolidation until we've broken these lows as well. All right, so that's the Euro USD. The dollar itself, same scenario, sideways. And I genuinely, I still think there's weakness to come in the dollar. I'm still saying we've got weakness to come in the dollar. You know, we're going to have, I think next week we're going to have out the blue announcements that's going to impact the market quite heavily next week, if I'm honest. And I reckon Trump's going to have a speech somewhere, or Russia and America will have an emergency meeting somewhere, and something along those type of lines will be an out of the blue news announcement, and that will be the catalyst to hopefully get the dollar down into these demand zones. Like this demand zone is very, very strong with a gap, very strong. That's one of the, yeah. I mean, just look how the institutional power coming out of it. So we'll wait for this demand. We'll wait for this gap fill, and then we'll go from there. We've got plenty of demand below it, guys. So we've just got to wait for the timing for the US dollar now. And this is more like stair-steppy, like sort of like a downward staircase now, like you're walking down the stairs. So it's a bit of a mess. And there's no surprise really with what's going on, but it is a mess. Price is just struggling to doesn't really know where it wants to go, but it's also finding it tough to break levels now. So we are waiting for something to get that impact to then push levels to one side to get into where it wants to be. And that is down around here. Oh, that is down around here. So that's what I'm waiting for with the US dollar, guys. And even like this daily structure, I mean, to be honest, this is what I did want to speak to you about. So we'll get our trend line out. Let's make it a bit thicker so you can see it better. Right, so you see what I'm seeing now. Obviously, you get breakout the trend lines. I don't use trend lines, guys, as a rule of thumb, but I like to put a trend line up just to show people what I see, basically. And what you can get is you can get breaks of trend lines. Trend lines will get broken, you have a sharp move, and then you get a retest of the bottom of the trend line, and then a continuation. Oh, and then a continuation like that. So that is, if we do break this trend line now, we're obviously, all of this daily uptrend on the US dollar is now invalid because the lows have been broken, they've been taken out now. So it will then start creating downward structure. And with that, that'll be the pullback. So you break this, pull back to create the new lower high, and then continuation, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, so on and so forth, down into these demands. So that is my vision on the US dollar, guys. This is what I'm seeing on the US dollar personally, what I wanted to speak to you about the other day. Just wanted to go into it with a little bit more detail this evening. And yeah, these demands are real good demands, and we do have gaps as well. Okay, so good times with the US dollar, guys. Good times. The New Zealand, again, this week, news will be a catalyst to get it out of this area that we're in. It's just consolidation again. And yeah, again, this is a tradable range, my guys. This is a very tradable range at your own risk. This is a tradable range. But I'm just so surprised that we've got such a clean move here with gaps that have not been filled with such strong demand. I'm surprised that it's just not broken it yet. But seeing how much New Zealand dollar news we have this week, this will be the catalyst to now get the New Zealand dollar down into the demand where we want. So pretty much like this, really. And then I will then look at New Zealand currency pairs to then trade, because I like trading the New Zealand. It just looks I just like the New Zealand dollar. um, so yeah, we're just gonna wait for this consolidation to get broken, guys. Wait for these lows to get broken. Wait for the move down, and then wait for the reaction. And this will be the first original reaction off of this demand as well. So we should get a very, very quick, strong move. So what I would probably recommend is if we do start dwindling down, I'd have my limit orders already set ready for New Zealand wicking, and then away we go. So that's my play with New Zealand dollar currency pairs, guys. The Mexican peso, we have some ideas with this, but nothing to really speak about at the moment. We are just, I'll do this again to help your eyes. We are just sideways, not doing anything, up and down, up and down, up and down, making a decision on where we want to go. So the idea for the Mexican peso, guys, is this. Just move it over a little bit. It's basically this, like that. So we're still waiting on the Mexican peso, guys. When you do get in I held a USD Mexican peso trade for 3 weeks last year with positive swaps. Oh, it was real good. Yeah, enjoyed that. So we're going to be waiting for this one, guys. See what I mean? I don't mind waiting to then hold the trade for a few weeks. Like, that's what I'm all about. Nice and chill. The Japanese yen, still, guys, not much is there to really speak about. The futures are not doing much at the minute, to be honest, guys. The futures are difficult to trade, as in the Forex is quite difficult at the moment. Like, that's just not great. It's just still sideways consolidation junk. And how annoying would that have been, like, in this trade? It's just literally just took you out and then come down, back down. But now you'd be back in drawdown again. But you're not breaking that high, so you would expect price to just keep dropping. Oh, the DAX. We're going to look at the DAX as well. I like looking at the DAX the other week. The British pound. Yeah, British pound, waiting for more strength. We've broken these highs now. We've not broken any more lows. So the British pound. That's what I'm seeing with the British pound. More strength to come with the British pound. Really happy with this trade. Really happy. And then this is the trade itself. So get rid of this now. But guys, let's just have a look at the DAX. Suggested a trade idea on the DAX last week, and basically, if anyone had pending orders set on the DAX, you'd be in this trade now, and you would have only been in drawdown for probably an hour or so. So the DAX shorts that I was mentioning are basically in play, and let's just see, obviously a bit later than what anticipated. It's now over here, but let's just see how it plays out, guys. See how these 4-hour supplies play out. We are at all-time highs, guys, so that's why your targets should only really be down around here, because we are at all-time highs. So it's got a lot of upward momentum. It's going to take a lot of power to take every buy position out of the market to then continue going down low, low, low. And when I talk about down low, 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 I'm probably saying these demand areas down around here. This one and this one. So, but yeah, the DAX, if anybody is short in the DAX, you've got yourself a nice intraday trade there now in play. So, pat on the back. Happy days, guys. Let's have a look at wheat. Wheat, I am just in profit. Just. slow old go. But that is just 4 hour consolidation now, guys. I'll mark this. So we're now just consolidating sideways on the 4 hour. So hopefully next week, guys, hopefully next week we start to get some more direction with wheat. Hopefully next week we start breaking out of this demand and start going up, because I'm not expecting miracles, because wheat is a very slow burner. It is a very slow pair. So yeah, commodity agricultural pair, whichever you want to call it. It's just a chilled out one. And yeah, but once it does get going, guys, it's going to be a real nice trade. A real nice trade indeed. Like, this is probably a typical buyer's trap, really, for the retail, because it's this area that it's in is very, very key, isn't it? This is typical supply and demand, guys. This is typical supply and demand. I don't mean supply and demand as in level supply and demand, like zones. I mean supply and demand as in, look, it's just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Like, so basically, what I'm saying is price is, we'll just take the majority, that there and that there. So just vision price in between these two blue lines there, okay? And what I'm trying to explain to you is, obviously supply and demand around 573 and 521 for, or yeah, 521 for wheat is extremely, like, obviously the global market, the world market wants wheat prices in between these areas, in an ideal world, cheap basically. And we've now broken and we've gone lower. So again, my reasoning behind it, we've sort of broken below the real, like, the world supply and demand level. You would now expect it to be very cheap for people to be buying wheat, for then at least to get up to 573, guys. Like, hold this to 573 at least. We break it, we can go real good, real high on this one. All right, so it's a marathon, guys. It's not a race. Trading is a marathon, not a race. You know, trading is not what it's portrayed to be by all these gurus all over social media. All these people, showing their phones with no losses, with a Lamborghini, with a private jet, saying that he's charging people to put signals into a group. It's a fantasy world. It is a fantasy world. Trading works only for the long term. Trading does work. It's not a scam. It is a genuine thing. And once you learn it, you're sorted, really. But just don't fall for all these scammers and all these idiots and gurus, because the industry's flooded by them. And then that's why, like, the good traders have got to literally do what I'm doing in front of you and sort of call moves weeks, months in advance to get any clarification. Do you know what I mean? To really prove that you are what you say you are, you know. Because yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Oh, mate, send me a picture of all your profits, and then I'll just send you a picture of a duffel bag with like 20 grand in cash and £50 notes. Like, it's not really believable, but people are that desperate and that stupid that they do fall for it, unfortunately. So yeah, is what it is. But do it the right way, guys. Do it the right way. How I do things and how I like to show, I like to think that it's sort of on that path. I like to think that we're definitely heading in the right direction of, I'm trying to basically just open people's eyes to, the real reasons behind trading, really, and not to be in it for the money, just be in it because you enjoy being in it and it's a hobby. So yeah, it's an interesting one, guys, and it's got lots of potential. But wheat's going well, guys. We'll just keep an eye on it. We'll have a look at what's coffee. Oh, look at coffee. People are in coffee, and coffee's just going nice, isn't it, guys? Look at that, real good. So if anybody's in coffee, pat on the back. Well done. Cocoa, guys. We're still dancing. Again, we're still just dancing. So I'm still being patient, and I'm still waiting for cocoa. So yeah, waiting for that. it's really weird because on C Trader, obviously this is a screenshot from my live platform because I'm not very good at editing videos yet, guys. That will come, but flipping out, um, that will come. But I just thought it'd be easy just put a screenshot on there and just show you all. But yeah, on C Trader, there wasn't a gap on the platform. There was a gap on Trading View, but it wasn't on C Trader platform. So it probably threw a lot of people. Like, it threw me off to start with. I had to like double check my eyes. Like, am I looking at the right Cocoa Futures chart and whatnot? You know. So cocoa, we're just waiting on, guys. We're just waiting on that. Orange juice. We've had a pullback and now a continuation, probably on the 4 hour. Yeah, pullback and well, sideways. Probably going to start breaking highs to continue going up, guys. Yeah, orange juice. If people are in there, stay there. What else was there? Crude oil, guys. Crude oil. Right, crude oil, please. This week would be very nice because I want to clean the chart up a little bit. It's been taking so long, like we've just got into a bit of a pickle here with drawings and God knows what. So, guys, I'm excited for crude oil, really excited for it. We just need to be patient and continue coming lower. And that is exactly what we're going to do. Yeah, don't get me wrong, guys. We could have a reaction off of this demand, and we could just go up. That could happen. That could happen. But just vision this, right? Yeah, all right. Happy days. That does happen. But you're in profit up around these levels. Then price just goes like that to the original entry and then up. That's very annoying when you could have prevented that by just being patient. Do you know what I mean? You know, hedge funds and institutions that generate the powerful candles that come out of these demands, because they're putting so much money into these markets, you know, the profit they've made when prices got here is astronomical anyway. So what they'll probably do, they'll just, you know, get price pushed up to around here, they'll pull their profit and then they'll just wait for another cheaper entry, and then that will be then their long-term hold for, you know, a couple of weeks, couple of months, whichever they want to do. So yeah, crude oil, guys, I'm still excited for it, and I am all over it, all over it. We're just waiting for price to get down to about $60 a barrel, see how we react around $60 a barrel, and then make a trade, enter a long position. You know, I've still got this demand, which is also completely original, which is not being touched whatsoever. So that is what you call bargain prices. Bargain prices at $56 a barrel, guys. That would be my next entry. So I would trade sensibly here, guys. I would risk sensibly here. My risk is going to be sensible. If I get taken out, I get taken out. I've got a second chance here. And then I enter my second chance. I get a 1-to-1. I've made already more than my loss here. So happy days. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. But that's the way I look at it, guys. So we're just going to wait for crude oil to just keep dwindling down into around these areas, around this area, and then get into a buy. But I'll keep you all updated and let you all know. Copper, not a lot. Still got that gap to fill down below, guys. Stocks. Apple. So Apple, I had a look at Apple earlier on today. Apple seems to have slowed down a little bit now, which is nice. I mean, has it hit anything to the left to make it sort of slow down? I mean, oh, that was monthly. Quite slowed, a bit like copper. It slowed down just before this. See, I told you. I told you. I thought, nah, no. I was talking about something else. My bad. That was copper, I think. No, I can't remember. That's a gap there, guys. Obviously, but we seem to be. What I was saying is, we seem to be slowing down just before the gap. So market open tomorrow. Obviously, the stock market, you get pre-market open prices, so on and so forth. Tomorrow, that could be the market open of Apple is probably going to be up around this area potentially, closing this gap, and then we're going to evaluate the situation, guys, because I'm a bit gutted I'm not in my Apple longs because I was in it originally here, and it is what it is. But I'm prepared for a second entry, even if my second entry is, let's get rid of this now. My second entry is probably going to be this on Apple. Down around this area. Where's that? Yeah. That's my second entry on Apple, guys. And then if this breaks, then I've got another entry down here again. So Apple, guys, I'm still waiting for, still excited, but there's just price is too high at the moment to yeah, we need to set some alerts really. Let's get an alert set. There we go. And we'll get another one set. Obviously I will keep I need to do an upgrade. Thing is I can't be bothered to do an upgrade, but I suppose it would help because I could have loads of alerts everywhere. But yeah, Apple, guys, we're just gonna wait for a re-entry basically. Tesla, sideways. Google, I want to get into Google, but it's just timing it. I mean, we're at all-time highs still, and I don't want to sell it. I don't sell stocks as a rule, to be honest. I don't. It's just a stupid idea to sell stocks. Amazon. Oh, here we go. So yeah, some nice re-entries on Amazon down here. Some nice holds on Amazon down around here for sure. We're not breaking these highs, so we could get some more entries. So Amazon could have some weakness to come, guys. We could have some weakness. We could have some weakness to come on Amazon. There's loads of demand here, guys. Loads of demand. There's supply here as well. So I'm going to keep an eye on Amazon next week and see where we go with it. Let's Hertz. Hertz, guys, is another one that I really like, which I'm thinking of getting into. We got demand all the way down here. That's clean, so we could have a clean move down here now into this demand. I'm going to see if I can trade Hertz on C Trade or on FP markets because you can usually trade anything on there. Like that's why I like it. Obviously spread dependent, but 9 times out of 10 the spreads are the best, and you can trade literally anything on there as well on C Trader. And the reason why I like C Trader is it's it's a risk management tool because you can see how much you are putting on the line before you take any trade. Before I take any trade, I'll limit order and I'll suss out my lot sizes before I enter any trade. Or I'll just place an order. So yeah, that's what I do. So Hertz, guys, I'm waiting for Hertz for long-term gains. Ambev, where is there's Ambev. Ambev, I'm still waiting, guys. I told you a lot of my reasoning behind Ambev the other week. And I said we're going to have a look at Hexatronic. Not that one. Hexatronic. Oh, yeah, this one. Here we go. So Hexatronic's another one, guys, for long-term gains that I like. And we've had nice reactions off of this demand now. So that's a good sign. We've had some nice reactions off of this demand. Price always not printed very well. Need to check the earnings report of this company, guys. I do need to check the earnings report of the company, which I will check probably tomorrow now, to be fair, because it is getting late. But yeah, Hexatronic, I'm going to be looking to enter this on my stocks account, to be honest. That is my plan. Wait for a re-entry down around here. We could get even cheaper prices, even more bargain prices, guys. But, until, yeah, we'll cross the bridge when we get to it. So, guys, that is it really for next week. We've covered everything we needed to cover, and the rundown is, look, the long and short of it is, guys, is what we're waiting for. We're waiting for news to get us out of all these cycles that we're in, guys. That is it. It's difficult one to call at the moment because price is consolidating on so many different levels on pretty much every single futures currency. So that's a bit of a hindrance. So we're just gonna wait for it to get broken and to get back into normal market cycles. Although consolidation is actually part of a market cycle, it's basically, well, it's a pit stop before the next movement, essentially. All right, guys, I will catch you soon. Cheers.